do you keep going and get your book not only started, but then finally get it finished? And if you have got it finished, how do you keep digging in deep and keeping on going until you find a publisher or you self-publish? How do you keep yourself going when it just feels so hard? Well, that is what we're going to talk about in this video, and I am going to share with you my number one secret. Now, I learned this from Tony Robbins, and this is the only reason why I am still going. This is my secret hack. And so many people have said to me, "You've just got the most incredible determination. I don't know anybody like you who's just got that sticking power, who's got that grit to keep on going." But look, I don't. I actually don't. What I did was I attended Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins, and he shared this incredible brain hack. And that is what keeps me going. It is nothing to do with me and the person that I am. It is this trick, and I'm going to share it with you now. Now, what he calls it is the Dickens effect. And it's based on The Night Before Christmas, the Charles Dickens book. And you know the way Scrooge gets visited by the ghost of, I'm trying to remember how it goes now, but it's like the ghost of Christmases past, present, and future. And what happens is he gets taken into the past, then he sees his present, and then he goes into the future, and he sees what is going to play out and what the consequences are of his life if he keeps going on the path he's going. Now, what Tony Robbins did was he took that concept and he told us to apply that principle of looking back, being in the present, and looking forward, and really feeling into the consequences of not following through. Now, this is huge as a process, and it completely changes your life, because when you think, right, I've got this book, I've got this story to tell, I am going to sit down and I'm going to write it. And then when you go through, well, okay, I'm writing this book, but what happens if I just give up? And then you project into the future and you're like, well, what are the consequences if I don't see this through? Well, for me, the biggest consequences if I don't see it through are what is the message I am sending to my children? And when I was doing this process with Tony Robbins, like, I felt the pain. I absolutely felt the pain of my kids watching me writing this book, sitting there day after day after day, getting it done. And then imagine if I gave up. Imagine the message I would be giving them, that you try really hard with something and then you just give up. Imagine the effect it would have on their lives. Imagine they just didn't follow through with their dreams, that they gave up when it got too hard. I mean, how could I put that onto them? So when I went through this process, I absolutely felt the pain of it. This is the beauty of Tony Robbins. He gets you to feel the sheer anguish of the pain of how this might affect your kid's life, or whatever it is that you've dreamt up as what's going to really push you to keep going. And then when you feel that pain, then you can also rewrite that past and go, well, what if I actually see it through and I get it done and I get that book published and on the shelf, and you feel the elation of it. And that is the real power of this process. And a simple little thing I'm going to share with you, which is another massive game changer with this, is I did a little cheat and I made a little cover for my book. And this is it. I put this after doing Unleash the Power Within. I made this little cover and I printed out my book. And here it is. And it has been sitting on my bookshelf. Now, I've changed the name of the book and it will be coming out shortly. It's now Jimmy's Last Request. I've changed it and I'm going to have a proper cover. This was just a little cheap cover I did. But I put it on my bookshelf because the beauty of doing this is because you can hold it in your hands. You can touch it. You can feel it. It's a real thing and it sits on the bookshelf. And that will not come off my bookshelf until I actually put the real deal on the bookshelf instead. Then this one, in fact, I might even keep it there as a reminder of how far I've come. Now, this is incredibly powerful, and they've done studies in Harvard to prove this. They asked piano players because of neuroscience, they got them to sit down and play the piano, and a certain part of the brain fires off, and there's the flow and the joy you feel when you're in that zone and you're playing the piano and you're playing this amazing song. Then what they did was they asked them to just not play the piano, but they were still wired up, and they said, right, we want you now to imagine you're playing the piano. So close your eyes and imagine you're playing the piano. Now, the extraordinary thing is that their brain lit up, the same part of the brain lit up. Those pleasure feelings were still being activated, and they were getting that rush of dopamine in the brain. It was all still happening. That is the power of our imagination. It is incredible. So by making our little book cover, sticking it on our shelf, taking ourselves through the Dickens process of feeling the pain of, if I don't do this, what is it going to cost me? And people I really love, extend it beyond yourself. What is the cost of not doing it? What is the benefit if I do it? Feel that, feel into that imaginary future of success. Get your book on your shelf. And I am telling you, I'm actually warning you that if you do this, you will become unstoppable. For better or for worse, you are going to see this book done and published because your brain has already seen it. It's already felt it. It's already been on your bookshelf. You just will not be able to veer off this course. For better or for worse, you are in sink or swim, and you are going to get it done. And that is the most powerful strategy I can share with you for getting your book not only started, written, but published. No matter what happens, you're going to get it done. If you follow this, I promise you, you will. And I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to keep these hot videos coming. And I'll see you in the next video. Happy writing.